You know that one person who's always packing a bag? The one who hears the word weekend and immediately starts searching for flights. They talk about cities like old friends. They say things like, "I just need to get away," even when life seems perfectly fine. Maybe that person is you, because for some people, travel isn't a hobby, it's a psychological need. And once you understand why some people feel most alive on the move, you might start seeing your own restlessness very differently. There's a certain type of person who doesn't just enjoy travel, they crave it. They get restless staying in one place too long. The same streets start to feel smaller, the same routine feels heavier, and the moment they step into an airport, something in their chest loosens. Psychologically, this often comes down to novelty-seeking. Some brains are wired to crave stimulation, uncertainty, and new patterns, new smells, new languages, new ways of living. For these people, familiarity doesn't feel comforting, it feels suffocating. Travel gives their brain dopamine, not the shallow kind you get from scrolling or buying things, but the deep kind that comes from discovery. They're not running from their life, they're running towards stimulation that makes them feel awake. And maybe you recognize this in yourself. The way your mind sharpens in a new place, the way problems at home suddenly feel smaller when you're somewhere unfamiliar. That's not escapism. That's your brain saying, "This is where I feel most alive." Then there's another type of traveler. They don't travel for excitement, they travel for identity. These are the people who feel slightly out of place wherever they are. Not unhappy, just misaligned. Like they're playing a role that doesn't quite fit. Travel becomes a mirror. In a different country, with no expectations, no labels, no history, they finally get to choose who they are. No one knows their past. No one expects them to behave a certain way. Psychologists call this self-expansion, the idea that we grow by stepping into unfamiliar roles and environments. For some people, staying in one place feels like being stuck in a version of themselves they've already outgrown. So they move, they change cities, they chase that feeling of becoming someone new. And it's not about running away, it's about becoming. Then there's the third kind, and this one is quieter. These are the people who travel not to escape life, but to understand it. They're the ones who wander through local neighborhoods instead of tourist spots, who sit in cafes just watching people live their ordinary lives, who don't need constant excitement, just perspective. Psychologically, this ties into something called existential curiosity, a deep desire to understand how humans live, think, and find meaning. For them, travel isn't about the destination, it's about perspective. Seeing how other people love, how they struggle, how they find joy in things you might overlook. It humbles you, it grounds you, it reminds you that your way of living isn't the only one, or even the best one. And after a while, that awareness changes how you move through your own life. But here's the twist most people miss. People who love to travel aren't always running toward something. Sometimes they're running from stillness. Because stillness forces you to sit with yourself, your thoughts, your doubts, your unresolved questions. Movement becomes a distraction that feels meaningful, a beautiful, socially acceptable way to avoid slowing down. And that doesn't make it wrong, it just makes it human. The psychology of travel isn't about freedom or escape or curiosity alone. It's about how we cope with being human in a world that can feel too small, too loud, or too predictable. Some people build roots, others grow wings. Neither is better. They're just different ways of surviving and making meaning in the same world. So the real question isn't why people love to travel. It's this: when you imagine yourself somewhere far away, what are you really searching for? If this made you think about your own reasons for traveling or staying, you're not alone. And if you enjoy exploring the psychology behind human behavior, you might want to stick around. There's a lot more beneath the surface.